I'm Patricia McNeely from Twin Flame Body, and today I want to talk about you being you, and you really getting into your own essence and your own essence getting into you. What does that mean? Well, to put it in a nutshell, it means that you should be gathering in more of yourself than ever before so that you feel like, we throw around the words like a whole being. Of course you're a whole being, but there's even more expansion here that can happen for you. Evolution is in the works, and that's a big part of what 2020 is about. It's about getting rid of the things that are deep inside that, have been lingering for lifetimes and centuries. That's a part of the ancestral release. That doesn't mean people automatically change their habits and behaviors overnight. That part takes a little bit longer. In fact, it will take over the next year of 2021. What about work? So work is a concern for a lot of people because as we look around, sometimes we see some of the worst things that are happening. People hear numbers, and this is where numbers are against people. Like, we like numbers like 1111, but when it comes to 11,000 new claims of unemployment, that is scary for a lot of people. But if you look around at where is their need, there is a need for people to learn about ascension. That is a part of my personal beingness here, like why I'm here, and I love talking about it, and I love helping people with it, and I actually love being places where my ears prick up like a mama wolf, and I'm like, yep, I just heard that, yep, they're going through it. And what are some of the differences? And it happens through your body. It's not happening with the mind. It's not happening with the third eye. It's not happening in the astral plane. It is happening above you in such a way that it is pushing hard to get you where you want to go. And it's not just it's you. So it is actually your own life force, your own essence trying to rig you up so that you can thrive. Isn't that nice? Isn't it nice to know that there's parts of you that actually care about you even when you don't? It sounds funny to say it that way, but the reality of when you actually experience it and you get to tears and you're like, you love me, you do love me. I love myself, yes, I love myself. It's so profound. It is poignant, it's passionate, it is beautiful, and it is not only life affirming, it is like, woohoo, look at me. And there's people that want to go out and be like, do you know who I am? 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 And how beautiful is that versus I just want to check out. I just want to be able to, erase this whole thing. I'm so tired of this thing. And maybe you've been chasing the wrong stuff. Maybe you're not paying attention to how you have to ebb and flow with this so that you can thrive in it. So that you are getting really good at the ups and downs, because the ups and downs will still keep happening over the next year, if not until, about 2024 is when some of this is expected to kind of fully be in place. That's actually 4 more years. And for some people, it will be 3 more years. And for some people, it'll be about mid next year. Okay, about 6 to 8 more months. Wow. When you say it like that, you're kind of going, wait a minute, I've already spent 10 months on this. What? Okay, it doesn't have to be like that. Yes, your journey should be an adventure. Yes, your journey should be all about you. And if you're not making it all about you, you need to come and find out how to make it all about you. So part of my backstory is that, as early as I can remember, I just had this sense I was from somewhere. It was one of the most prominent feelings I had. And I had such confidence. I actually used to just leave our house, leave the apartment we lived in, and I would, as much as I could walk, I would walk down the block. But as a baby, I had this aversion to grass. My parents knew they could put me on a blanket and I would not get off of that blanket because I didn't like the feel of grass. And it just, to someone really small and the grass blades are this big, like it just felt very strange to me. I remember these feelings. I remember that as a really little one. And as I grew and I could walk, I would just leave. And it wasn't to disturb my mother. It wasn't to be, unkind to her, be a brat or something like that. I had the strongest sense of just like being in this place. I was here from someplace, and I was very curious. It was like I was seeing everything here with really new and fresh eyes. Like the trees, like just wondering at it. And it was a really good feeling. But I'll never forget this feeling of such supreme confidence. Like nothing could touch me. Nothing in the entire universe, nobody was going to kidnap me or hurt me or harm me. It was like there was none of that fear. And I think a lot of us have this when we're very young, when we actually have come into this incarnation. We retain quite a bit of that sense of ourselves. But then the world gets to us and we start losing it. And we don't entirely lose ourselves, but it's like time to learn the earth games all over again. And that's hard for people. So one of the things that I do like to help people with is getting through your ascension, identifying what actually is ascension or ascension related, and what is, you could say, related to the etheric and the spirit body, what is related to the ego breakdown, and what is actually related to your physical body, okay? Because that can throw people off, and it can make people very angry at the medical community if the medical community doesn't get it, and then that deters people and they start feeling like, hey, maybe I don't want to go anymore. I do recommend that you do still go, just to say it here for the record. I always have, and I've always somehow sometimes, navigated or had my mother, who was many times my champion, to, even though we butted heads a lot over, like, you could almost say 55 years, we butted heads for like so many things, and yet, there it was. She wanted the best for me. She wanted the best that she could manage. Both my parents did. What about if you have had parents that they were too caught up in their own drama. They were too caught up in, just their own fears. Because really selfishness is sometimes fearful. It's not being able to recognize, getting out of the box. And as you're doing this, as you are, learning and growing and expanding, I want to encourage you. You can do this, okay? Not only can you do this, but you're not crazy about it too. And I'm going to just tell a little story. I had this friend that I met. Now, we did not know that we had actually kind of like a long history, but I'll just summarize here. When we met, she used to hyperventilate a lot, and I asked her to use some of the techniques that I had actually used for myself, because I've been an asthmatic from the time of like almost 1 year old, and getting to breathe in this density is a challenge, not just for me, but for a lot of people. It's like that when you come not only from a higher plane, but from the new earth here to finish some of your karma. And that is a kicker for a lot of people, because they say, why is it so challenging to breathe? Or why does it feel like I'm choking? Or why does it feel like I'm constricted? I mean, my God, I need to breathe air. I need to, live well and comfortable and, not have to struggle like this. Of course. And you're absolutely right about that. So I asked her to use some of the techniques, But what happened was what she was going through made her feel absolutely crazy. And one of my gifts is actually to be able to be a sympath. I am a sympath. That means that I use my high heart connections connected to my peripheral nervous system. Okay, I'm not an empath. I get an echo and a vision of what the person is going through. In other words, it opens for me as though I'm seeing a movie scene, and it turns on and off. It doesn't happen unless I am in a closed protected session with people or distinctly, helping them. Okay, doesn't turn on with my family randomly. It doesn't turn on with, going to the grocery store randomly. That's the beauty part about not being an empath, is that I'm able to clear myself so easily. Okay, so back to this time, I could see, things that she had witnessed, been subjected to, and, it was sending, just alarm bells all over her body. She didn't want it to. She was actually at home in her house, and we were on the phone. And I would tell her, try this, breathe like that, and it would calm down. It took quite a bit. But as it did, some of the things started breaking down further, and it would make her literally want to run down the block like her hair was on fire. And that's not healthy for anyone, because that's the kind of stuff where people call someone and you just get locked up, and it's like not really understood as to what is happening. So little by little, I was able to learn from this, and I also had my own experiences that I learned from as things broke down, as the old structures were breaking down. And that is why this coming year I have a modality that is specially geared to help people ease through it, get better, and get their new template in place so that they are brand new and functional and fun and loving and feeling and expressing and not hiding or on the roller coaster or in the washing machine. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen within a much shorter period of time, and it does not take 10 years. It's a much shorter period of time, within a year or less. How would you like to do that? How it works for me is when you start talking right here where your high heart connections are, those open, whether or not you've got it open or not. Just talking starts to open when we're in that enclosed thing. If you feel like you have something stuck here, stuck inside, you've been feeling like swelling or inflammation, or a weird headache here on the back, puffiness around your ears, your sinus, the back of your throat, pay attention to that and let me help you, because I know the things that will help you not only ease out of it, but to reduce the inflammation and to get yourself up and running. How would you like to be so new that some of the things of the past really don't trouble you? So come and see me, check it out. My website is below, and I have so many things that are specific for the things that people go through. How it works for me is I get a reflection of it, and then I ditch it. I go through the paces of it, and that is how it works for me as a prototyper. I don't want to carry that stuff. I'm not designed to carry that stuff. I can't carry the weight of the world of human beings. And neither should you. You're here to be in love, feel the love, feel much higher love, and, feel your unification process, which is very delightful. Because when you get to those alchemy points inside you, like woo, 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 masculine, feminine, and each point it crosses, you feel that okay? And you feel that, thrill through your body. That's what you want. That's the thing that is going to keep you putting one foot in front of the other. Not the whip behind you, but the thing that really is the real reason, okay? So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.